Lately, I've been seeing all this content where people are using a blowtorch and transforming something with this absolutely stunning chrome finish. So I ordered some of this stuff. It basically makes things chrome. I ordered a tiny amount because I want to experiment. And if you've been on my channel, you would know I'm not going to do anything conventional. So we are going to experiment it on something that is probably not recommended, but we're going to try it on some Ecoresin. So let's see if it works. So first we have to make something with Resincrete to actually try it. And I have these butterfly tray molds. One of them is a tray mold and the other two are a book holder, and I have had these for ages and I don't know why I've not used these, so it was a perfect opportunity. I'm mixing up some Resincrete. I'm gonna keep it the usual color of white, and I'm gonna link everything in the description for you along with my discount codes. But this bit is simple. I've used this medium so many times previously on my channel, you probably know it by now. I did use my silicone tool and go around the sort of cavities of the butterfly just to make sure I don't get too many bubbles with the Resincrete. And also I do have Resincrete on my shirt at the moment because I'm clumsy.
It's everywhere!
Before I left these to cure, I had some of these 3D printed logos that I just wanted to try and see if they would work with an eco medium. So I kind of plonked them facing down into the back of these trays, and I just want to see if it works.
Later.
And I can tell you now that it didn't. It was a struggle to get these out and it did not work at all. But now I know. Now, even though these trays are white and pretty basic, I think the butterfly stuff looks super cute and I love how they turned out, except I did manage to break this antenna off the butterfly from the tray when I was unmolding because I wasn't careful enough, you guys. So don't do as I do, but yeah, I ended up breaking it. I'll come back to it later, see if I want to glue it or, you know, see if I'm going to fix it. Next, I just use my deburring tool to go over some of these edges and get them cleaned and just kind of get our trays ready to be experimented upon. Okay, so these are now looking good. The backs aren't. I don't know why I made my life harder by putting these in. It was a struggle to get them out. I'm gonna have to sand these and maybe do a velvet backing or whatever. We're gonna deal with that later. I'm excited and I want to move on to chroming these. So I have the little bottle. This product is from a different country, so instructions kind of in foreign language, but I've seen a couple of videos on Instagram and YouTube, and it seems like for ceramics they have been using the heat gun to kind of warm up like the ceramic.
Is that what it's called?
And then after a few minutes brush on this and then another coat, and then after about 15 minutes to an hour they've gone and torched it, and that's when you get the chrome. Guys, I don't know, I'm kind of again going somewhat blind with this. We're gonna try it, we're gonna see what we end up with. I haven't coated this yet because usually I use an acrylic sealer to seal this, but I haven't done that yet. We're gonna do that later because I didn't want that sealer to interfere with the chroma thingy. And also, if you're wondering, I didn't end up gluing this that I broke while unmolding. It's a very delicate piece and I feel like it's going to snap off again even if I glued it. So I just kind of like smoothed it over with my deburring tool, and I don't think it looks too bad. It kind of looks like the side view of a butterfly, so I don't think it looks like it's broken.
You keep telling yourself that, but you don't believe it.
So I guess I'm just going to use my torch and go over this. Honestly, again, I don't know if that's just for ceramics, and this is not ceramic, but we're going to do that anyway because I just want to do everything that I've seen just so it has a better chance of working, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just torched over the border and the butterfly bit because that's what I'm going to be highlighting with the chrome thingy. I'll just wait for a few minutes and then we'll come and brush it on.
A few moments later.
So I did go over with the chrome paint. It looks kind of blue and has like a varnishy consistency. It's quite thin, and I'm going to go over some of like the highlighted areas areas of the tray and not all of it. So I'm just using a paintbrush here and just doing that. As you can see, it is highlighting, it is going darker where I've applied it. I mean, that's good in a way so that I know where I have applied it. That also worries me because that wasn't happening in their videos. So now I'm concerned that the Resincrete is actually soaking it up, and in that case we may not get any foaming. So maybe I should have sealed it first. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We'll find out together. I hope it works. I really hope it works. Okay, so I've applied it to where all I wanted. We're gonna leave this for about 10 minutes and then I'm gonna do another coat and then we're gonna torch it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, time for the second coat. I'm looking at it and I can see that I've like not really done the best of jobs painting it. Like it's a little bit untidy with my strokes, but I'm hurrying it and rushing it just because I want to torch it. I want to see if it works. But it's not the first time that my impatience got the better of me. So ignore my untidy strokes. Okay. So now I'm going to leave this for about 50 minutes. Also, I haven't applied it to these pieces yet, just because I want to see what happens to this tray and if it works, because if it doesn't work, then we're going to try coating those and then applying this and see if it works then. So we're just taking it one at a time because we're experimenting.
Later.
Okay, it's been 15 minutes and I'm ready to torch. I'm not feeling overly optimistic. I feel like it's soaked into the Resincrete, but let's do it. So all that was happening with the torching was that I was probably burning it because it just went yellow and orange and not very nice. So I could tell this isn't working. So I'm going to seal this piece and I'm going to put this aside for now. We're going to see later if I can come and salvage it by any chance. But now I'm going to go ahead and seal this with my gloss sealer. I'll seal the entire thing because I have to seal it anyway. And then I will, once it's completely dry, come over and do this again. I really hope it works, you guys. It looks so cool on the videos. Also, Sky wants you to like, comment, sub, and ring that notification bell. And while I was sealing this tray, I did go ahead and seal the one that we tried to torch as well, just because we're going to try and fix it later, hopefully. So I did that anyway. So I did do a couple of coats of the sealant, and now we're going to give this another go and see if it works. Fingers crossed. This time I'm applying this chrome stuff on the inner sides instead of the outer, which is what I did earlier. Not that it matters, but I just thought this might be easier. Okay, so I'm going to come back to it in about 50 minutes to an hour and see what we're working with.
1 hour later.
I don't even know what's happening anymore because this is the color it's become. Like, I don't know. Okay, but it has been a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and torch this. While I'm torching this, I want to take a moment and thank Barbara Rogers. Thank you, Barbara, for watching, liking, and commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. Something happened. I can see bits where it's a little bit chrome, like especially the edges. The center still isn't quite. Do you know what? At this point, we're so off how this is going. I feel like we can just go all out and mess with it as much as we want. So I think I'm just gonna let this cool off a little bit, put on another layer of this and see if we can like let it dry and torch again. Because what have we got to lose? So this is me now doing a second coat of this. I have a very little hope, very little hope that this is gonna come around.
You don't have to believe in yourself, because I believe in you.
Also, I couldn't help but wonder if this paint or whatever this is, if it works on resin. And again, I'm not recommending that you do this. I have this coaster. It's a scrap piece. It has some cloudiness in it. So I'm going to test it on here and I'm just going to put like a few drops of this stuff in certain areas. And then we're going to follow the same process, leave it to dry, do another coat, and then see if anything happens. Okay, now something that I should have done probably to begin with all of this was to actually test this on something that it's meant to be used on. I did find this ceramic planter pot that I had lying around. So I'm gonna streak some of this with the chroma and see if it works on something that they do claim it should work on, because obviously our experimentation so far is not been successful. Let's see if it works at all. At this point, I have lost count of how many different things and how many times I'm trying this stuff on. And I've genuinely lost count of the number of coats I've done on things. So it's all going very, very wrong for me. And the frustration levels are sky high right now. Okay, I've just done like 2 streaks on this. I'm gonna let that dry and we're gonna see if it works. While that was drying, I did go ahead and use some lacquer that, again, I had some at home to spray on the other little piece of the book holder that we have, just because, as you can see, I'm desperate. I'm trying everything here that I have at my disposal. Coming back to the ceramic pot, I can finally see some chrome, you guys. It is working. That was easy as well. Like, it literally came on in like a few seconds, and that is so cool. It's proper chrome. This one is still definitely a lost cause. The second coat isn't even doing anything. So now my only hope left for these Resincrete ones is for the one that I sprayed with the lacquer. I think I'm gonna go ahead and see and torch this resin one. Again, I don't have much hope. Let's see how it goes. Okay, that somewhat worked, but I don't recommend doing this because heating up resin is obviously giving out fumes and you don't want that. But I just wanted to have a little test. But that kind of somewhat worked. So now we know. Okay, now I am brushing this for the, I don't know, 17th time on the lacquer piece and see if that works. I did do the 2 recommended coats and now I can go ahead and torch. It's not looking overly promising. The color's gone a bit weird and there are blotches, and so I guess we're just gonna torch now. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Something is happening. Okay, you guys, it's happening.
Hey, look, it's happening.
We have chrome. We finally have some chrome. I'm just trying to angle it into some areas where I didn't get. Okay, so we do have some chrome, so it doesn't look like how it should. There's some burnt bits, there's some strange bits. Here are all of our attempts from today. This was the first one. Obviously, this didn't work out at all. Then this one was with the multiple coats. That didn't work out either. And then this one was on resin. I would say it kind of worked, but I wouldn't recommend it at all, because it does burn the resin at top, and also you don't want to be heating up resin like that. This is what it's actually meant to be on and what it's meant to look like, so it obviously works. And this was our final one with the enamel. Just when I thought everything bad has been shared and laid out on the table, we have our final casualty. The second piece also snipped off from the butterfly, so now it looks like this, which I still think looks fine. I mean, you would not know. No one would know.
Yeah, but we know the truth, huh?
We're going to try and salvage this tray. I just have to, just because I need a redemption. Honestly, I just need to make something half decent in this video for me. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so in order to save this tray, I had some spray paint lying around, this pinky color. It's kind of like a blush pink color. And I'm going ahead and spraying all of the tray with it so we can cover up all of the bits that are ugly. And once that is dry, I'm going to move on with some resin. I have mixed up some of my Jade Officials resin, links in the description below. But I'm using the 4-hour demold for this, and I'm going to keep it clear. And I'm just going to use some alcohol inks and drop some of them in and pour the resin on top. So a really simple technique here, nothing too complicated. I just want the inks to flow and do their thing with the resin. Just get some fun feathery effects really. Pop some bubbles and left it to cure. You know, here on my channel, I'm going to show you if it's a success or a failure, and we may have had more of the latter in this video. But in the end, we do have a nice tray. I did back this up with some cork, so the back's sorted, and I don't think you can tell this had these long antennae. No one's gonna know. It does have some really fun alcohol ink effects. I'll bring you close. Some sort of flowy textures and effects. I love the colors. And the butterfly is gorgeous. So at least we have this from the video. And as far as the actual product goes, I do think it's a cool product. I obviously didn't use it the way it's supposed to be used, but I do want to give it another go with some other things. For example, I think it would be really nice on a geode. Like if you have this crushed glass, that chrome would look really stunning because it does work on glass. So that's one of the ideas I had. But do let me know in the comments if you can think of other things that I can try this on and experiment on. I will absolutely do it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye. If you've enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you will like these too, so go check them out.